Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor got another shave of the day, and today we're going to be using Palmolive Classic Cream. Yep. You smell it. To me, it smells like Palmolive just soap. I'm sorry. It's like some may not say so, but my mom uses since I was a wee lad, she always used Palmolive, and it smells just like it to me. Can't get away from that smell. It's like every time I smell that, it's like I'm washing dishes. And when you lather it up, it has, it still has that smell to it. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what it is, but it's like I only paid a few, like $3-4 for a tube of it, so I don't feel so bad about purchasing it just to try it, see what all the fuss was about. But all right, then we're going to use the Star Razor with Astra blades, first use. All right, and follow up with some Barbasol. I couldn't figure, it's like I went green theme with this shave. Everything's green except for the which is gold, so I guess it's the Packers, maybe Green Bay Packer. What the heck? There we go. Can get that thing on the cap on. That'd be suck having all kinds of Barbasol everywhere, which I think Barbasol got discontinued. At least the Aftershave. It's like when Sig Solo was like, I'd like to get some, and I was like, then I was like, okay, so I went out of my way and tried to find some, and I was like, it's not available anywhere. It may be now, but back when I sent him everything, it was like, took me a while to find some. It's like everywhere I normally, it's just like $3, you know, you just go over to Walgreens and say, there it is. Sometimes it's on the shelf. It's not on the shelf anymore. And I go like, okay, maybe I'll order it online. Nope. And I think Jeffrey Smith said it was discontinued. So now the stuff does lather up. I got a nice amount here off of a quarter size amount of soap or cream. Build up the bowl enough to do 3 passes. Seems pretty slick. Not feeling any tugging, but I shouldn't feel any tugging on the first use Astra blade. I typically use my Astras about 4 or 5 times. It's in between shaves. It's like when I'm not shaving on camera, typically I'll use Astras. That's my preferred blade. Now the Wisdom could be easily be a preferred blade, along with the London Bridge. I think it's like, London Bridge. Oh, they're pretty decent. Just need to get them in the rotation more often. And I got over 400, maybe 500 Astra blades. Years ago, when I got back into DE shaving, I was like, oh, you can buy these things for like $5-6, $100. I bought a bunch. I didn't want to go through what I went through. I wasn't sure how long lasting this DE wet shaving, classic shaving, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's just classic normal shaving. Individuals that didn't grow up with it call it wet shaving. I was like, I never heard the term wet shaving until a couple of years ago. I was like, what the heck is wet shaving? What do you mean wet shaving? That's just shaving. But like when you watch your grandparents and your dad and I, you know, we're all shaving you know, like this. As a matter of fact, I'm using my grandfather's razor today. This star razor was my grandfather's. I was lucky enough that I snagged up all of their... I always enjoyed the time. It's like my grandfather. He'd do his daily shave, and you sit there and talk with him while he was doing his shave. Now, my one grandfather was more or less a daily shaver. My dad's dad. My mom's side, my other grandfather, he about every 2-3 days. Even he had 2 razors. I got one of them. My cousin's got the other. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. It was a 3-piece, so I'm not sure exactly what the 3-piece razor is that he has. Because I think the reason is like my uncle, he wanted the razor, and I got the Gillette Slim. Where is it at here? Come here. This Gillette Slim was his. That's the one he started using. I think he bought it because it was new. Something new to try, or I'm not sure exactly why he had it. But and my grandparents, they were both storytellers. Well, when you get to heck, my grandfather, I remember when he's about my age when I started really remembering him talking about stuff, stories, and like, grandfather, tell us a story. He'd always tell us stories about stuff when he was working or doing stuff. It was my mom's dad. And yeah, and a pretty interesting life also. He was back in the 30s, late 20s and 30s. He was a bootlegger. That was funny. He would make whiskey, grew the corn, and make the whiskey, and it would from the still. And guys from Chicago would show up, and he said they would be in their little truck loaded up, and they'd have shotguns or a rifle of some type to watch over, and then off to Chicago it'd go. Pure grain whiskey. So he had kind of an interesting life. Yeah. He was a mechanic by trade. Kind of like, the guy could fix anything. When he moved to Minnesota, when I was a young lad, they moved in about 66, 67, I think it was. And I was just a wee lad at the time. And I remember basically when I was from about 2 years old, I can remember. You know, I got fond memories of everything, conversations and everything, stuff like that. So he had a shop, and he set it up because he had all the stuff to fix stuff. And he worked on outboard motors for boats and lawnmowers, long tractors, etc. out of his garage. repair shop. So when he wasn't out fishing, which was the reason he moved to Minnesota, which I totally agree with, and like he would go fishing. During the summertime or Christmas break, we were always there, my brother and I. I told that story before. We'd go out in the lake and go fishing. Non-stop. If the weather was nice, we were always out there because he enjoyed it. We lived right on the lake. And I say the soap does dry out a little bit. And so when he wasn't, he had his repair shop, and somebody would show up with their outboard motor and he'd look at it, and within minutes he'd, oh, this is what's wrong, I'll get her fixed in a day. And you just sit there with him, chatting with him while he's working on something, and within hours typically he had that thing up and running and tuned up, and he had a cattle tank with a board system attached to it, and so he would hook up the outboard motor to it, and so because outboard motors use water from the cool, and he would sit there and just get it going, running for a while, let it idling and up to speed and testing everything, and he's up, and then go, shut off, gotta make a call, make his phone call, and come back and say, usually that night or afternoon, the person that had it would show up and pay him, and yeah, he was living on his retirement, his Social Security, but that was his supplement income. And it's like sometimes he'd have a really good job and it paid well, and he goes, all right, boys, Paul, get in the car. We're going to the bait shop or the tackle shop. And he said, all right, here's $10. And then my brother and I, and it's like, get yourself some stuff, whatever you want, for $10 on me. All right, okay. We'd buy hooks, bait, lures, you name it. So we'd go out there and load up. Now, one interesting thing he did, he had a lathe. And typically we'd go out in the afternoon or so, and we'd be out there in the evening. We'd do like pan fishing off the weed beds. And my grandfather had a lathe system, and he'd make his own wooden slip bobbers. Those things worked great. Basically, looked like a bobber, long type, and he'd put beads in them, drill a hole through the center, and you'd have a bead that would go through the center, and you put a little knot on the line, and you could adjust your depth. You wanted your hook system to go for your worm or whatever. And I still have mine. Heck, he made those things for us back in the 60s. Made them for everybody. I don't know if my older brother still has his or not. I hope he does. His house sort of burned down a year and a half ago. He lost a lot of stuff. But my other brothers, he gave them stuff, but they really never valued stuff the way we did. I consider them like family heirlooms. Probably worth nothing, but sentimentally, They're like priceless. Alright, I think we're done. Alright, evaluation time of the soap. If you're on the road and you need a soap, cream to get the job done, it will work. Scent's not bad, it's just not in my wheelhouse of what I really like. I had a good feeling what the scent would be like, and it sort of is. Not surprised. But the thing is about the soap, it dries out. It doesn't quite have that slickness that you would come to expect. Oh, a weeper. I'm feeling burning right through here. That's mostly because it didn't quite have that slickness I was hoping for. It's there, but it's not, it dries out quickly, and it kind of, you're losing that layer of protection. So a little bit of Barbasol cooling. That is funky. Yeah, they don't go together. No. It's like Clash of the Titans. But the soap was brought to you by Palmolive. So if you're going on a road trip and you need something to just throw in your bag, works great. We'll be fine. Same way with, like, I got the Old Spice cream. That'll work too. Or Cremo, that works. It's the same, same thing. So will I use it for a daily shave? No. It's going to be relegated to putting in my go bag for when I go on trips. So along with the Cremo and the Old Spice, that makes it easier and to shave with that way. And then you could also just put some on a brush and face lathered if you need to. Alright, so the shave is brought to you by Star Razor with the Astra blades, my grandfather's razor. I really enjoy using this razor. It works really good. So that is the shave of the day. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.